All right. I gotta talk about it. Okay? I just have to. Because there's just way too many people talking and giving opinions about the crypto market that are either completely ill-informed, like people that I respect who are ill-informed, or people who I don't respect that are purposely spewing fear, uncertainty, and doubt across the markets. So there's a panic sell and they can pick up coins for cheap, or they're just gonna try to kick down the crypto market altogether, right? And sometimes not out of ignorance, but for their own interests, right? And they'll say ridiculous things like the infamous Bitcoin has no intrinsic value, or what Peter Schiff said, like Bitcoin is digital fool's gold. And now today, Mr. Howard Marks wants us to believe that Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme. Right. Let me explain in the most layman way possible why all these claims are complete garbage, right? Starting with the intrinsic value myths, right? Every asset in the financial system, it trades based on relative value. And when you boil them down to their simplest, right? Ultimately, the value is denominated in or against the US dollar. Why? Because America has really big guns and really big armies, so the dollar remains the reserve currency of the world. Even though a dollar today is worth only like 5% of a dollar's value from the early 20th century, because the Fed has a printing problem and they can't seem to quit printing more dollars into circulation, yet none of these experts have a problem saying that the dollar holds intrinsic value, even though we know from clear fundamentals that the dollar is losing value every single year. Let's look at Google's definition of intrinsic value. The intrinsic value is the actual value of a company or asset based on an underlying perception of its true value, including all aspects of the business. So if the whole world knows that the Fed is pumping more dollars into circulation through something so unconventional as quantitative easing, right? To the point that even Gaddafi wanted to create a gold-backed African currency to protect Libya from dollar exposure, and he was silenced for it. Doesn't that mean that the world perceives that the dollar holds less value? I mean, it's just ridiculous, the things that these people say, and more importantly, what they don't say. But you see, everybody has their own special interests. All right, shit, even me. So don't take anything I say for 100% fact. I'm telling you the way I see it. It's up to you to do the research on why I see it that way. And before you run off thinking like, only reason he's defending crypto is because he's vested. Listen, the market doesn't need me to survive, right? The market doesn't need my little YouTube, my little Steam videos to do what it's gonna do. The blockchain train is contained by no main, all right? And I don't need to remonstrate or dissuade anybody from something for my personal interest to be met. So when somebody with the influence of a guy like Howard Marks says things like Bitcoin isn't real and it's a Ponzi scheme, then you really gotta ask yourself the question, why? Why would he make such a baseless claim? Because Howard Marks is not an idiot, all right? This guy is worth billions of dollars. So then I started to do some research. As you may or may not know, the true value of Bitcoin lies in what's called blockchain technology. And it's the blockchain technology that cryptocurrencies run on that gives it its value. Okay, what's blockchain? Blockchain is a distributed ledger technology that underlies cryptocurrencies, right? like Bitcoin. And it provides a way to record and transfer data that is transparent, safe, auditable, and resistant to outages. Right? It's the blockchain that has the ability to make the organizations that use it transparent, democratic, efficient, and decentralized. So what does that mean for industries like, say, I don't know, the banking industry? It means serious trouble for the banking industry. That's what it means. It means that you can send like $10 million from Hawaii to China with fees of like $3 instead of $350,000. Now that's intrinsically valuable. So that's got to be a serious threat for people involved in the banking industry. But I mean, hey, it's got nothing to do with Howard Marks, right? He's just the hedge fund manager of Oaktree, a prominent hedge fund with over 100 billion in assets under management. But wait a minute. What assets are under management? Let's take a look at his holdings. So this website is called Holdings Channel. You can look it up yourself. This will show you what assets different hedge funds are holding. So let's look at the top 10 stocks held by Mr. Howard Marks. First one we have here is iTub. Must not be that bad. Let's take a look at what iTub is. It's a Brazilian public quoted bank. Okay. Shouldn't be too bad. I mean, maybe he holds some other stuff. What about this one? FBP. This can't be that bad. Oh, First Bank Corp Puerto Rico. This another bank stock, perhaps? Oh shit! This is a publicly owned financial holding company. Another bank stock. Okay. Let's jump ahead a little bit. Oh my goodness. Ally Financial, another bank. This is a $10 million share position. Holy shite. So I guess we know why he thinks it's a Ponzi scheme. Look, bro, if you're gonna say that the market is speculative, fine. I would agree with you. I would do you one better and say it's beyond speculative. It's to the moon, as they say. But to say things like it's a Ponzi scheme or that it has no value, like Euro Pacific Prince Peter Schiff, whose entire company is determined by the performance of gold, right? And the people who buy the gold from him, I have to call out those serious and misleading flaws. And this is exactly what makes your claims baseless and even makes me question your motives, because not only does Bitcoin clearly pass the Google definition test of holding perceived value, but it also holds actual real-world value by the way of its conception in the first place. How is that, Zay? I'll explain. You see, with Bitcoin, miners use special hardware to solve math problems, or what's called an algorithm. And the reason they do this is to run the network. Miners are required to approve Bitcoin transactions, and they do it through mining, okay? The network needs them. The same way the bank is required to approve and transact wire transfers. The hardware they use to do this is known as mining rigs. And these mining rigs are not cheap. They cost a lot of money, and they cost a lot of electricity to run. And if I'm spending money to run my mining rigs in order to receive a kickback in the form of Bitcoin, I'm not doing that for nothing. That kickback holds value. The money that I spent, the time invested in the setup of the software, the electricity used to mine for the kickback, all those things hold true value in the same exact way that people use labor to mine for a natural mineral like diamond or gold. It's no different, but because it's digital, it's a Ponzi scheme and holds no real value. Do me a favor and tell me how much that makes sense to you in the comments.